Do we have too much government?
We need to put people ahead of corporate profits.
This system is so lopsided.
This threat is a real threat to democracy.
And I think that's really important. That's something we haven't been doing in this country for a long time.
Where do you start? What do you do? How do you do it?
Access to Democracy is sponsored by Thomson Reuters, providing legal professionals with the intelligence, technology, and human expertise they need to find trusted answers. Products include Westlaw, Practical Law, and Firm Central legal practice management software for small law firms. Thomson Reuters, the answer company. Online at thomsonreuters.com. Access to Democracy is made possible in part by a donation from Firefly Credit Union. Firefly is the new name of U.S. Federal Credit Union, which has proudly served the financial needs of the Greater Twin Cities community since 1925. At Firefly, we guide our members forward and give them the power to chase dreams by delivering the financial solutions they need to get ahead. From checking accounts to mortgages, we'll light the way. We are Firefly Credit Union, and this is Life Illuminated. And Dr. Charles Crutchfield of award-winning Crutchfield Dermatology in Eagan, acknowledged as one of the nation's best physicians. A Minnesota native who trained at the Mayo Clinic, Dr. Crutchfield personally treats all patients and states that experience counts and quality matters. Crutchfield Dermatology. Look good, feel great, with beautiful skin.
And Access to Democracy returns. Alan Miller, when he clears his throat, with you for a change. We have a first-time guest here, and the only thing I can say is this is a young woman who can't keep her hands off my body.
Oh, God.
And at this point in life, that's very exciting. Dr. Marla Faye, who has an office right here in Eagan, chiropractic office, and sort of spreads out more into health issues and body issues and nutrition issues and other things. Marla, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And about 2 months ago, when I couldn't stand up because of a low back problem, I found Dr. Faye. She found my back. And I'm ready to try out for the Vikings. So
yes.
Here we go. So welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit of your background. I know you were born in Montana.
Yeah.
How you found your way to Eagan. A little bit about your family background, which is a medical background, and how you got into chiropractic.
Sure. I grew up in Forsyth, Montana, a very small town. My dad was the veterinarian in town, and my mom is a nurse. And two of my brothers are dentists, and my other brother is a chiropractor. So I was very interested in the health field and helping people, and looking at my family having such a nice impact on other people. And I ended up going to college in Bozeman at Montana State, and there I met a chiropractor that was a chiropractor for a lot of the sports teams there. And I didn't know what I wanted to do at that time. And I looked at what he did, and I thought, that is so cool. You get to help people and see athletes, get people from all walks of life, get to know them. And my brother was actually in chiropractic school at the time. And I thought, okay, this is a good fit for me. And that's kind of what led me to Bloomington, to the chiropractic school where he was going to school at the time.
And the rest, as they say,
yeah.
is history. But you found your way to Eagan.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Gosh, that was luck. I liked the area, and I really didn't know where I wanted to practice. And I knew I didn't want to start my own practice. I wanted to buy a practice. And so I just started looking at practices for sale, and there was a place right in Yankee Square where El Loro is now. That area has totally changed. And I met a husband and wife that were selling their practice, and they were moving up north. And I met them, and it instantly felt like, okay, this is the right decision. And so I bought the practice from them, and they kindly stayed for a month and kind of got me going, which was a blessing.
You acclimated yourself to the practice,
Yes.
to Egan, to the people, to the patients.
Absolutely. Yep. Love Egan.
And you've been here ever since.
I've been here ever since. Yep. It's 28 years in this month, actually, that I'll have been here.
And you brought us some illustrations.
Yes.
And this over here that I'm pointing to, that's on Marla's left, is a patient who didn't pay his bill.
Yeah.
And
So pay your bills.
and we give that short shrift. And we do have an illustration, if Rita, if you can bring it up, and we'll talk about that, and then we'll go into these two items here. 7 common benefits of chiropractic care. Number 1, improved nervous system function, much more restful sleep, better posture and spinal flexibility, improved mobility and natural pain relief, stronger immune function, fewer hospital admissions and surgeries, and less need for medications. That pretty
Absolutely.
much
Yeah.
covers what it does and what you do, right?
Yes, many benefits.
Okay. Why is so much of our health centered around the spine?
Well, we'll talk about that.
And you can use this
Sure.
illustration by
Yeah.
any means. Yeah.
We don't, as chiropractors, we don't prescribe drugs or promote surgery, and not that they don't work, but their method is more for relieving or covering symptoms versus truly getting to the cause. And as chiropractors,
It's more intrusive also
right,
to the body.
correct. And as chiropractors, we look at our body as a self-healing, self-regulating system that can heal itself once you find out what's out of balance and interfering with it. So we look to, as you can see here on the chart, the brain is our central computer. The spinal cord is what transmits information and signals to all parts of the body. And there are branches called nerves that go to every organ, cell, tissue in the body. And that's how our body works, from above, down, inside, and out. And although you can get relief from medical approaches, you can never truly restore balance or remove interference from the outside-in approaches. And, a lot of people think, a lot of the population thinks that chiropractors are back doctors, and that's partly true. We help a lot of people with neck and back pain, but what we really are doctors of the nervous system. We look to the spine because it houses and protects that spinal cord, which again is a lifeline to the body. And I'm going to bring this up so I can show the spine. And if you look at the spine, is that any one of the vertebrae in the spine, from the head down into the tailbone, can actually become misaligned, and when they become misaligned, that actually can lower the state of the health, because again, those nerves go everywhere. And just as dentists look for cavities, chiropractors look for what we call subluxations. And subluxations are basically misalignments of the nerve, which results in nerve interference and which can cause a lowered state of health.
And as you're moving that around, I feel pain in my back.
Yeah.
But now, I came to you for low back pain.
Yep.
So we have the different spines, the lumbar spine.
Yep.
And why don't you show us? You can actually leave that up there.
Okay. So lumbar spine is your low back,
Right.
And the thoracic is the mid back area, and the cervical is the neck.
So if you're a pain in the neck, it's
Yep.
the cervical.
It's the cervical, exactly.
And,
Yep.
Mine was low back, lumbar,
Yep.
and something that really I've had for many, many years.
Yes.
First happened when I wasn't even lifting anything. It just happened as I was bending to get in a car when I was about 30 years old. All of a sudden, this sharp pain, and it was determined that it was in what do they call it? L4, L5,
L5,
something
yeah.
like that, which is, they're all numbered, I take it.
Yes, correct. They're
So-
all numbered. Yep.
So,
And that's not uncommon. I'll see, I mean, for many people, I mean, injuries start when they're young and they accumulate over time, and I hear that a lot. I just bent over to get this and my back went out.
especially
yeah.
athletes also.
Oh, yes, yeah. And athletes utilize chiropractic care to enhance their performance, help prevent injuries, because by the time something shows up, they might have had imbalances going on for a long time. And so it's really preventive and maintenance.
Okay, let's put George down
Okay,
now.
George,
And,
we'll let you go.
so walk us through some of the nerves as they're in the spinal column.
Sure.
They're encased in the spinal column?
Yep.
Is that
Correct. Yep. The spinal column is like an armor for your nervous system, and then there's openings out the side so those nerves can go, you know, to every organ, cell, tissue in the body. And it's interesting that if you kind of know where the organ is, that's generally where the nerve comes from out of the spine that goes to that. So, for instance, the nerves that come out of the upper back go to your heart and lungs. And you know, when people are having a heart attack, they'll have pain right up there in their back. I mean, that's a referral pain. The nerves that come out of the low back go to your intestines. For women, the uterus, the ovaries. And as you come into the neck, those nerves go to your thyroid, sinuses, eyes, ears.
and manipulation of the back can actually help alleviate that pain and put things back into perspective, is it?
Yes, and how I look at it is that chiropractic doesn't cure anything. We do. We heal from within, and by allowing us to remove the nerve interference, the body can do its own work, what it needs to do, and then address the underlying factors as how it got there in the first place. And for some people, it could be the way they sit. Maybe they, you know, they're low back and they're sitting all day in a poor posture and they don't get up. You know, sitting isn't good, or there's so many causes, and just look at that. Maybe they're getting poor nutrition and not drinking enough water. I mean, so that's one of the things we look at as our lifestyles, is why is it there?
And the manipulation does what?
The adjustment helps restore nerve flow. Yeah.
So initially, the trick is to find where the pain is, where it's coming from.
Where the pain is coming from, because interestingly, where you have pain may not necessarily be where the problem is coming from.
So
Yeah.
how do you go about finding that?
So when somebody comes in, if they're for the first time, I like to do a thorough history, find out what their major challenge is, when it started, how long it's been there, what aggravates it. We'll look at their lifestyle. We have a scan, a computerized scan that we actually can look at the nerve system.
Now that's something new in the last few years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a computerized technology, which I really like. It gives an objective view to how the nervous system is working. And lastly, we'll often take x-rays to look at the structure that's housing that nervous system.
So the x-rays then show you, well, we've all seen x-rays.
Yeah.
What they show you
Yeah.
is sort of that negative photo of the area.
Yes, yep.
But now you have the scan in addition to that, which really helps you find what?
It helps me find where the nervous system isn't working as well. And I also like to look at posture, because posture is a nice window to how your nervous system is. So when I look at somebody's posture, I'll look at their shoulder height, their hip height, I'll look at their head, you know, to see if their head is shifted really forward, because that puts a lot of stress on the neck. I'll look at mobility, because mobility is huge. A lot of people say, I have no pain, but they lose their mobility as they age, and it doesn't have to happen. And we look at strength of the muscle, so it kind of gives me a window to how the whole body is functioning.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I was in the office
Yeah.
and you looked at me, you saw that I was tilted sort of to
Yep.
one side.
Yes.
I wouldn't let you go near my head because I don't like you to have you work in vacuums. But so then talk through what you did in terms of me and my situation as to correct it, which I mean today,
Yeah.
and it's not that long ago.
Right. Yeah.
I feel fine.
Yeah. So with
Not
you,
good.
I looked at your mobility, I felt your back. It was very, very tight, obviously, and you were shifted off to the side, and part of that is when the nerve gets irritated, the body will try to get away from that discomfort in any way it can. And then we did x-rays to see what you look like. We did a nerve scan, and based on that, then I adjusted you, which you had done.
And in my case, I need a lot of adjustment, but we were just concerned with the back.
Yes.
So talk about the adjustment.
Yeah.
You determined where the pain was coming from.
Yes.
And then what did you do?
So it depends on the person. There's different styles of adjustments depending on the age of the person, how they're doing. In my office, I use what's called a drop piece, and so it'll be a drop piece where we adjust the pelvis with a drop piece, and it helps improve motion. That's the other thing adjustments do, is help improve motion into the spine as well as affect the nervous system, because motion is life. And sometimes we'll use an activator, sometimes I'll use the manual adjustment where you hear pops, cracks, and it really depends on the person and what they need.
Now, the adjustment, at first when you talk about where they drop,
Yeah.
it sounds like a gunshot when it goes off.
It does, it's loud.
But, you know.
It doesn't hurt though.
No, it doesn't
No.
hurt, but it's just the thought, wow, what
Yeah.
just happened?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because you find the spot, you do that, and relief starts to work.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
But
Something
then-
so simple.
Then a good patient will do what? Leaves your office with a whole bunch of instructions
Yes.
about exercises to do and
Yes,
things like that.
absolutely. Yep.
And good patients probably do them.
What are you saying about yourself?
I'm saying that I'm not the best. Initially, I actually did them.
Pain is a strong motivator for most
Yes,
people.
it is. And one visit does it or not?
Not necessarily. I wish that were true. For most people, the problem has been going on for a long, long time. And by the time, unless they got in a car accident or something, but by the time the symptoms arrive, the problem has probably been there for a while. And literally, you know, I always say, do you want to fix the problem, get it better, you know, and not just cover up the pain, because they could go and take drugs and have no pain, but it's not fixing the problem. So healing
It
takes
also
time.
can, as we know with drugs today, can be very counterproductive,
Yes,
to say the least.
yes.
So you're married, your husband is in martial arts, is
Yep.
that correct?
Yep. He says, I break them, you fix them. But no, he doesn't.
He has a dojo, or
He's got it's called Minnesota Kali Group, and they do all sorts of martial arts, Jeet Kune Do, Filipino martial art, you know, Thai boxing, all sorts of stuff.
and is he a patient of yours too?
Yeah.
On occasion?
Yes.
Yeah. And you have a family as well.
Yep, I have an 18-year-old son. Yep.
And is he an athlete?
Nope,
Oh.
nope. He runs, but no, he's not an athlete.
And so we don't have to worry about
No, we don't have to worry about it.
him.
Yeah.
much. Now, one of the things also that you use as a natural complement
Yeah.
to the adjustments and everything, you have an emphasis on nutrition and foods. So let's talk about that,
Sure.
because you feature some things in your office
Yeah.
that, to my knowledge, other chiropractors don't do. And apparently what you're doing is very important to the body's health. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I agree. I really feel that, you know, as a chiropractor, my focus is the nervous system and optimizing that. But if somebody is overweight, and, you know, I had a truck driver several years ago, and he would come out in, and his back would go out quite a bit. And he probably was 100 pounds overweight. And I said, the problem with your back is your front. I mean, he said it kindly, and I actually recommended that he needs to lose weight to actually be healthy. I wanted him to live because being overweight, you're much higher risk of heart disease, cancer, all that. And I recommended that he lose weight through a program that we have in our office called Ideal Protein, and that is only offered through medical or chiropractic offices, and it addresses the underlying cause of weight gain. And he proceeded to lose 100 pounds, and it was amazing to see the transformation in him and the quality of his life. I mean, between the chiropractic and the weight loss, it was phenomenal. And
Yeah, how old a man was he?
he was in his 40s. He had young children, and I think he was, I mean, I see that in a lot of men, their big thing is they want to be there for they want to be alive for their families. Not even so much themselves, but they want to be there for their kids. I've had a mother and daughter each lose 120 pounds within a year. It's so fun. And, you know, even if somebody doesn't need to lose weight.
Are you talking about starving themselves?
No, they don't starve themselves. They do it in a good way. And it's amazing if you take care of the body from within, the need for medication goes away. You know, if somebody has high blood pressure due to being overweight, oftentimes weight loss will negate the need for the medication.
And so that's done through what? Through nutrition in terms of material that you can give to them? And or
both.
The food that
they have food that they buy. It's and also foods that they eat, and it's a very meat and vegetables. It's a very anti-inflammatory diet. And they're discovering that a lot of disease, the root cause of disease is inflammation. And just reducing inflammation, I see, helps so many conditions. And even if somebody doesn't need to lose weight, if they're a patient in my office and I look at their history of what they're eating, they're not getting the right nutrients. You know, we really talk about that because the choices they're making today.
We're talking about vitamins or
vitamins,
nutrients?
what they eat. Yeah, like are they eating vegetables? Do they drink water? Do they, are they getting the right nutrients for their body to perform? And if they're not, then we have a discussion of the choices they make today has an impact on their health years from now. They may not feel it today, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, there's going to be a problem. So,
and that's what we want to avoid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's better to prevent something than wait till the crisis happens, and then there's so much more devastation involved versus, taking care of it in the first place.
Now, I believe that as a nutrient, a glass of wine, red wine at dinner, is an important nutrient.
Good for you.
Me.
Awesome.
For me.
Yeah.
So I tried to make that part of my diet, but my diet has been very, very, I don't believe this. You warn people about cell phones.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it's going to go away. The one thing I always warn people is turn off your machine. And his mind just went off. Bad. Back to nutrients. So you have some foods that you feature and some vitamins as well, or what?
Yep, some vitamins as well, yes. So the foods that we have are through our weight loss program, again called Ideal Protein, and the products are higher they have a high biological value of protein. They're low in calories, and when our patients are losing weight, we want them to lose fat, not muscle. And so this allows them to lose weight while retaining their muscle mass, which is super important.
And exercise is how important?
Exercise is an essential part of being healthy. And, in today's society, we sit a lot, sitting at computers, all that. And if you're not moving, you're losing life.
But it doesn't have to be strenuous exercise, right?
No.
It can be as little as, say, mine primarily is walking.
Walking is awesome. Just keep moving. Sitting is to the spine is like sugar to the teeth. I don't know if you've heard that one.
No, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, it is. It is. And with my patients that sit all day, I really encourage them if they can get an adjustable workstation where they have some time where they can stand up, some time that they can sit down, and if not, get up frequently.
Now, you also recommend recipes, and you have
Healthy
a newsletter.
Yep.
So,
yeah, recipe. I mean, a lot of people think that good food tastes bad, and we're trying to change that concept of introducing some foods that are very healthy, that are easy to make, that actually taste good. So that's, and then we also have a monthly newsletter, yep, that teaches. We have recipes in there, we have patient of the month, and I like people to share their history of how chiropractic has helped them or how their life has changed because of the changes they made in their lifestyle. So it's real fun.
And in addition to that, I understand that you have several patients who became so involved in chiropractic care that they went on to become chiropractors.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Gosh, I think it's eight or nine now. And it was when I think I'm getting older because my one, it was just a little guy when he started coming in to see me, and now he's been in practice for I don't know how many years. He's doing great. He's having such a positive influence on other people, and it's so cool.
But that really speaks well of you
Oh.
and how you purvey chiropractic, that people would follow your example and go into it, much the same as you did with your brother.
Exactly. Yep. Thank you.
So, what is your recommendation to people who are experiencing pain at the moment? Back pain in particular, neck pain, head pain.
Don't ignore it. Your pain is there for a reason. It's telling you something is wrong. And I think of if you had a fire alarm going off in your house, you wouldn't cut the fire alarm, the cord of the fire alarm, and ignore it. You would see what is going on, and that is what your body is telling you. There's something wrong. Don't see, I mean, chiropractic is so awesome for addressing the cause. See a chiropractor. Find out what's wrong, and don't live with it. You don't have to.
And the name of your office is not Dr. Marla Faye, but it's Hilltop Chiropractic.
Hilltop Family Chiropractic.
Family Chiropractic.
Yeah, because we take care of families.
And right here in Eagan,
Yeah.
on Town Center Drive. And I think it is really inspirational to listen to you and your dedication to really your science, and the fact that I can testify as a patient as to the relief that I received, and not doing the exercises as much as I perhaps should have.
I have to crack the whip.
Yeah. But it works. And people have to realize really the importance of treating the spine and acknowledging the pain.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, and take care of your health now. I believe our health is our most valuable asset. Take care of it.
Dr. Marla Faye, first-time guest, and we'll do this again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
It's a pleasure.